Mr. Speaker, I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to sponsor H.R. 5049, the NSF Major Research Facility Reform Act of 2016, to improve the management and oversight of major multi-user research facilities funded by the National Science Foundation and ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent with transparency and accountability. The NSF funds a variety of large research projects through cooperative agreements, including multi-user research facilities, tools for research and education, and instrumentation networks. Current construction projects underway include the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, the Daniel Inouye Solar Telescope, and the National Ecological Observatory Network, otherwise known as NEON. These 5 to 10-year construction projects range from $350 million to $500 million in total project cost. Proper stewardship of taxpayer dollars is paramount when executing projects of this magnitude. The Science Committee held a number of hearings over the last year and a half on these large research projects, including several on the NEON project after learning about the mismanagement of appropriated funds. Specifically, the hearings discussed the findings of 2 financial audits. One of those audits discovered that NEON was allowed to use federal taxpayer dollars for explicitly unallowable costs, including liquor, lobbying, and a lavish holiday party. Both audits of the NEON project were initiated by the NSF Inspector General due to concerns about the lack of review of cost by the NSF. In addition, the IG had concerns about NSF's accounting financial controls of major research facilities prior to entering into cooperative agreements. The IG's work, combined with the oversight of this committee, resulted in the National Academy of Public Administration, also known as NAPA, conducting a commissioned review of NSF's management of cooperative agreements. The bill I bring to the floor today is a product of many recommendations made by the NSF, IG, the auditors, NAPA, and the Science Committee. First, the bill enhances the role of the NSF Large Facilities Office in project management, giving it statutory permanence and ensuring that expert management staff at NSF work with scientific program staff throughout all phases of project development and construction. It also requires a senior agency official to have responsibility for the oversight of the office. Second, the bill requires NSF to commission an external cost proposal analysis for all major multi-user research facilities with a total project cost over $100 million. This will ensure that proposed construction budgets are reasonable while allowing NSF and the awardee to address all cost issues before construction begins. This small investment at the beginning of the award will pay off in savings for the life of the construction project. Third, the bill requires an incurred cost audit at least every 2 years during construction, starting 1 year after the execution of the agreement. These regular audits will help ensure that a project is on track and will detect problems while something can still be done to remedy the problem, not after the project is well on its way to being over budget or is already complete. Fourth, the bill increases agency control over project contingency funds by requiring NSF to retain the majority of the funds rather than the awardee. Reflecting the input of many stakeholders, the bill allows NSF to disperse contingency funds incrementally to the awardee to allow for project continuity and stability. Contingency expenditures must be supported by verifiable cost data, and the awardee must record and report all contingency expenditures to the NSF. Next, the bill closes loopholes for the use of management fees, codifying regulations that NSF has recently put into place to ensure taxpayer funds are never abused again. This prohibition includes alcohol, concert tickets, unnecessary travel, and lobbying. The bill also requires awardees to demonstrate a financial need to justify management fees, which are included as part of the award. Finally, the bill has a provision that supports the education of NSF grant awardees and their employees on the law that protects whistleblowers. It was thanks to a whistleblower auditor that many of the issues with the NEON project were brought to light. As a former small business owner and former director of a nonprofit, I wholeheartedly understand the importance of accountability. The fact that NSF is mishandling American taxpayer dollars with little consequence is inexcusable. What is even more inexcusable is that NSF has received warnings about this kind of irresponsible spending over the past 4 years, and it has not taken adequate measures to resolve the matter. This bill will ensure that NSF makes the systematic changes necessary to restore confidence in federally funded research projects and that taxpayers can trust us with their money, knowing that it will be spent in the manner intended. I thank Chairman Smith for his support in moving this bill forward and ask my colleagues to join me in passing these common sense reforms, and I reserve the balance of my time.